What is up, everyone? I am Derek Vandelitter, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to trade the SHARKFIN setup, okay? This is gonna be a super fun video. We're halfway through the 25 videos, so this is video 13. For those of you that are taking this very seriously, proud of you, and keep going. I know that some of this stuff feels very, very foreign, but just take it seriously and continue to put the knowledge into play, and it's gonna start getting more and more familiar to you, okay? So, going forward, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm super stoked to have you. After this video is done, you should have everything that you need to know about what a SHARKFIN is and how to actually trade a SHARKFIN, okay? So, in 2015, I accidentally actually came across the SHARKFIN just based on the TDI, and I saw that they continually worked out over and over again, and I was wondering why no one was trading these. Because if you look in the past, you can see so many different SHARKFINs just play out perfectly. It's, to me, very easy to spot a SHARKFIN, okay? So what is a SHARKFIN? A SHARKFIN is an extreme overextension of the RSI breaking out of the Bollinger Bands on our TDI. So SHARKFINs, they happen on every time frame and nearly every day. If there is some volume going on in the market, there's more than likely going to be some SHARKFINs in the market, okay? Like I said, happens on any time frame, and it's just such a beautiful trade setup. But anyways, to be a good SHARKFIN trader, obviously you have to know how to properly trade a SHARKFIN. So I started off my career trading SHARKFINs on only GBP, JPY, the 1 minute chart. I did this for 3 years. And I think this is how I got so good at it, because I just continually watched over and over and over again the 1 minute chart. And now I used higher time frames to make sure that my trades were good, but I was doing it in a different way that I'm doing it now. So now I combine technical analysis with my 3 trading patterns, and that's how you get the really high probability setups. Now, SHARKFINs are gonna be high probability just by themselves, but we wanna get the good entries, and sometimes, especially when the technical analysis is not there, SHARKFINs will tend to not work out, and that's what I call a false SHARKFIN, okay? So, after I was trading GBP, JPY for, the first 3 years, I actually turned $250 into over 100K. Now, this was back in 2016, my first year of trading. And what I did, I was such an idiot. I took out 35K and bought a brand new BMW, or not brand new, but new used BMW. Paid cash for it, thought I was awesome. It was so stupid, stupidest thing I could have ever done. Well, anyways, this messed with my head, it messed with my psychology, and that next week I ended up not wanting to lose a trade and ended up losing 42K in the market. So I went from being so stinking broke, and I was working, I'm talking looking for change in my couch so I could get to where I needed to go. I got laid off from my job like a couple months before I actually came into Forex, and it just all worked out the way that it was supposed to. But anyways, I went from being very broke to doing actually really, really well, and I ended up doing some stupid stuff like spending my money on a BMW. Stupid. Well, that messed with my head. I lost that 42K. It left me with like 40K, and that was pretty much all my money back then, okay? But the good thing was I built that 40K up and have kind of just lived off that ever since. But do not do something stupid like pay cash for a BMW. Those days are long gone, okay? But after 2016, like I was saying, I slowly built my strategy to be very consistent and profitable. I reworked every angle on how I could be a smart trader. My goal was to be able to trade a SHARKFIN with low risk and high reward. In 2020, I actually finally perfected the craft to the comfortable point, because I was doing sometimes my risk to reward would be 1-to-1 and sometimes even less, but I was winning so many trades that it didn't really matter, except when I would lose that trade, that it would just keep going. And me being a not very knowledgeable trader yet, I didn't use my stop loss appropriately. I just kept moving my stop loss. I didn't want to lose that money. And finally, I just had to pull the trigger, and GBP JPY actually just kept rising. This was right after Brexit, okay? So take that into consideration on why the price fluctuations and how much money could be made, because during this time, during Brexit, I mean, there were 50, 60, 100 pip candles, 1 minute candles. So the market would move like crazy just due to Brexit, okay? So, like I was saying, I use technical analysis my own way within my trading patterns, and it works very, very well. So, let's go over what a bearish shark fin is and what you need to be looking for when you're trading a bearish shark fin. So, a bearish shark fin is where the RSI has broken out of the Bollinger Band on our TDI. So pretend these are the Bollinger Bands right here. This is the RSI. Well, the RSI pops out of the Bollinger Band, and what this is doing, this is showing us that the market is out of its range and overextended. And when it's overextended, I call this the rubber band effect. It needs to be snapped back into place, and that's how shark fins work. So it gets so overextended out of its range that it needs to be snapped back into the range, okay? So, I'm going to show you some examples right here. So this is a bearish shark fin. Now you're going to notice we have a trend line and we have different things, but I'm going to go over that later on in this video. So this is a bearish shark fin, and this is exactly what you need to be looking for. So to trade a shark fin, we have to have confluence in the market. We have to have a reason to be in the market besides just the shark fin or hidden divergence or whatnot. But in this case, this is what you need to be looking for. Our RSI has to be at the 75 level for us to take a shark fin trade. As you can see, this top dotted line right there, that's the 75 level, and our RSI is perfectly right here. And I bet you can guess exactly what this trade did. Now, take into consideration, we have a trend line touch, this third touch of the trend line, we have support, and support has now turned into a resistance, okay? So it played out perfectly, easy trade. I mean, I don't think this trade could have been any better of a setup. So now we go to a bullish shark fin, and it's just the same except obviously opposite. You know, we have the shark fin, the RSI breaks below, and it's out of its range and has to be snapped back into its range. So the thing with the bullish shark fin, we have to have our RSI at the 25 level or lower for us to be able to take that trade. Now remember, we have to have confluences to take the trade. So that's very important. And I'm going to show you an example right here. So as you can see, we have resistance now turning support with a shark fin below the 25 level. This is a trade that I would take, especially I'm sure that this had a Fibonacci level or something else with it that would make it a better trade than just resistance turn support in the shark fin. Now, remember, the RSI has to be below the 25 for me to take that trade. And a lot of people get stuck on that. Like, why does it have to be below the 25? Because I've done so much back testing on this strategy. And nearly every time that the market goes either to the 75, the RSI, I mean, goes to the 75 or the 25 right here, that's where we're going to have the best probability that our shark fin is going to work out. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a shark fin at the top right here. Obviously played out very beautiful. Now we have a shark fin at the bottom right here. Resistance turns support. And the trade played out perfectly, exactly how shark fins play out. I mean, this stuff is really top notch, especially for traders like me. I'm a visual person. So for me to take into accountability all these confluences with the shark fin just gives me that idea that in that reminder that the market's out of its range, okay? So that just gives me more of a reason that I want to be in that trade. So how do I trade a shark fin? So when trading shark fins, I have to have confluence, okay? That's what I've been saying, and I'm gonna say it forever. That is very important within this strategy if you want to be long-term successful, okay? And what does confluence mean? Confluence is an area in the market where two or more structures come together to form a high probability buy or sell zone, okay? So the confluence of trade signals could lead to a greater accuracy and profitability. So confluence trading is when you combine more than one trading technique or analysis to increase your odds of winning that trade. So like I was saying, shark fins work a lot without even looking at confluence in the market. But when you add that extra confluence in the market, it makes you want to be in that trade. It makes you realize, holy cow, this trade's going to work out for this reason because we have all these different things that are lining up. And that's important. Too many traders just take trades because they broke support, broke resistance. They don't have a real solid reason on why that trade should actually play out. Now, these types of traders that are succeeding, the only reason these traders are succeeding is because their risk to reward ratio, aka their trade management as well, is so good that they can lose a ton of trades in a row, but they may have a trade that's, you know, a 1-to-9 risk reward ratio, and it just winning that one trade erases all the losses. So that's how some of these traders do trade. But for me, I like to have high accuracy and high probability trading setups, okay? So what confluences do I need to be able to enter a trade? And these are just examples, and I like to have at least 3, including the shark fin as an added confluence. So we have trend line retest, key Fibonacci levels, major area of support or resistance, moving average touch like the 50 MA, 200, and the 800, higher time frame moving average touches, higher time frame key Bollinger Band touch. These along with shark fins are almost unstoppable, and that's just the truth. And I recommend at least 2 areas of confluence per shark fin trade without the shark fin. So 3 in total, including the shark fin. So let's go over some great shark fin trades right here. This is a trade that I absolutely took. It was such a beautiful trade. I mean, so easy. So we have the shark fin, of course, at the 75 level, and that's important. But also, more importantly, we have the 3 touches of the trend line. So we're on the 3rd touch of the trend line. The second reason is because we have a 61.8 Fibonacci level. I placed my Fibonacci on this retracement right here. Now, this is the nearest first retracement right here. So I'm going to place that Fibonacci starting here down to the bottom where the low is, and then back to, and then to the low. And as you can see, we have the 61.8 level right here for a perfect shark fin trade setup. And then, of course, support now turned resistance. I mean, this was just a beautiful trade. You can't go wrong with it. And that's obviously how it played out. Played out very well. Just a beautiful trading setup. And these types of things happen all the time on different time frames. So, I mean, there's always going to be moves in the market with this strategy. So when trading, I'm always checking the other time frames for possible added confluences. The things I look for on the higher time frames are the trend line touches. They're also the moving average touches. And oftentimes the market, let's say, like for example, called out a trade today. It's it's oil. And on the daily time frame, we reversed, and now it hit the 50 moving average, giving us hidden divergence on the daily time frame. Well, on the lower time frames, like the 1 minute, it gave us a beautiful shark fin right off the 50 moving average on the daily time frame. And if you mark up that horizontal line on that 50 moving average, and you're watching different time frames to come down to touch that moving average or touch that support line right there, that's where you can find really, really good trade setups. So that's just an example right there. And then, of course, you know, Fibonacci levels on the higher time frames and whatnot. But anyways, we're going to go over SHARKFIN trade setups now on TradingView so you guys can see kind of live time what I'm looking at, okay? So we'll see you right there. So what we have right now, we have GBP USD on the 15-minute time frame pulled up on TradingView. Now this is a very good trade that happened this last week, and I'm gonna walk you through why it was a good trade. So as you can see, we're on the 15-minute chart, and if you look left, we have a clear area of resistance right here. So I would actually take the sell off of this resistance level based on my SHARKFIN, but here's the reasons why this trade's really good. And let's just look at the 30-minute chart to kind of show you what's going on here. So let's actually pull up the hour. So as you can see right here, this area of resistance is having a very hard time being broke, okay? Very hard time being broke. So let's go back to that 15-minute chart and mark up how we would mark up this trade right here. Now, if we look left, we're at the nearest previous high right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Fibonacci extension like you learned about in the last video, okay? So we'll grab our Fibonacci extension, and we're going to place it from the nearest previous low right here to where we were going to take our trade, which would be right there back to the nearest previous low. So that is how I mark up my trade, how I'm going to find out where my stop loss is. And you're going to learn about this in depth in the stop loss video. But this is exactly how I would have this trade played out. I would have my take profit at the previous nearest resistance right in here. And this is our significance resistance point. And that's going to be right here. So if I look left, this is an obvious resistance point, and it would be resistance turn support in this region. So I have that's where I'm going to take my profit. Like I said, you're going to learn a lot more about how to take profit in the take profit video, but I'm just going to show you exactly how I mark this up. So I actually place my stop loss anywhere normally from the 1.127 to the 172. Now, I don't want to hug this trade too much. And if we had the nearest previous low was further away, we'd actually have a larger stop. But because the nearest previous low is pretty dang close, we're going to have a smaller stop right here. So I want at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to actually put my stop loss a little bit above the 1.272. And that's just how I do it. I want to give my trade a little bit of room to breathe so that I don't get wicked out or something. So let's just go over how this SHARKFIN plays out and the reason why this was a good SHARKFIN. But also, like I was saying, the reason this trade would be taken is this resistance is having a very tough time being broken, okay? So that's a very nice SHARKFIN right there, and let's just see how it plays out. So as you can see, it obviously rejected that resistance level or support level now right away, but that's exactly why I placed my stop loss in that type of region, and you'll see that my take profit in that region right there, and you're going to see that on the take profit video. But I just wanted to show you exactly how SHARKFINs work out. And as you can see, I mean, we have so many different SHARKFINs work out. Here's another one that would have been a perfect SHARKFIN right off the 8 moving average or 800 moving average right here. We have tons of SHARKFINs that work out over and over again. I mean, again, just SHARKFIN after SHARKFIN. And when we're trading them, we want to make sure that we're trading them in areas of confluence, okay? So like this is another, oh, I guess that's divergence, but you get the point. You can see so many of these SHARKFINs, and they all play out pretty stinking well just based on the SHARKFIN alone. But let's go over another example right here. Let's see if we can find one. Let's reset this chart. And I'm just going to pull it up right here. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame just to kind of see what's going on. Oops. So this is actually, what is this? Oh, okay. So this is actually a SHARKFIN trade that I had taken previously this year. Now, this was off of a trend line, as you can see right here. It was the beginning of the market open, and we had this beautiful SHARKFIN right here. Now, again, this was a trend line, okay? And my take profit was right here due to this nearest previous resistance level now. Okay, so that's why my take profit was there, and it worked out like a charm, as you can see. But that SHARKFIN played out exactly right there for that reason. Okay, but I mean, this is just how SHARKFIN. Just look through your when you're going on TradingView. Just look through the charts and mark up your technical analysis, and look how many times a SHARKFIN plays out off of those areas of confluence. Okay, it's very important right there. But you know, that's what a SHARKFIN is. You should, with everything that I've given you in this course and after this video, you should be able to trade a SHARKFIN how I trade it. Like, honestly, I mean, it's just confluences with technical analysis with SHARKFINs gives us that reason to want to be in the trade. So that's important. Anyways, if you guys like this video, please comment below, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends about it, follow me on Instagram. We're having a good time out here, and this is a way for someone to change their life. Now, we have some big things coming up within Trader Society. I'm going to be taking 6 traders. I'm going to be funding their accounts, and we're going to be working together to grow these accounts. But that's going to be after all the training's over. We're going to have a little competition there, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And like I was saying, I'm going to be funding traders anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. We'll be in a group and we'll be trading together. Okay, so that's important to know. And that's just something to look forward to. So take this stuff seriously. If you're ready to change your life, that funding challenge could be the thing that does change your life, especially with the knowledge that I'm going to be dropping in that group right there. It's going to be a life changer for sure. So make sure you guys watch that. And after this video, you're going to be having how I manage my SHARKFIN trades. And those are just really good videos to have because there's reasons why sometimes I'll maybe exit a trade early or whatnot. And that kind of goes on what I was talking about in the last video about being discretionary within your trading. If something looks like it's going to do something and it kind of happened out of nowhere, then you need to follow that analysis. And that's just how I believe, okay? So again, if you like this video, please comment below, like the video, and we're gonna see you in that next video.
Be pulling up. Remember they said I'm not good enough. I took all the energy, turned it to greatness. Now look at my life, man, it's looking amazing.